connected to, they had a strong bond with water. And we found out the most challenging part is that we had to locate all these pieces of these sculptures and store them properly. And then we find out our main problem. Our main problem is that our pieces that we found were already broken, and some of them were eroded because of water. And also, it is going to be hard to finish this process because of those missing pieces and eroded pieces.
Good day, everyone. Today I was assigned to speak about the challenges faced by archaeologists during excavation and restoration processes. Well, today I'll be speaking about pieces as scattered, which means that some pieces during excavation are never found, which are lost or hidden by ancient people. Our second problem was broken and damaged. Some artifacts are broken are caused by weather or worn out. Our third problem was hard to match, which means some archaeologists find many pieces, but it's hard to rebuild or renew them. Thank you.
We could use tools like brushes, cameras, and scanners to clean and record artifacts. However, these tools have many problems. The work is very slowly because searching and cleaning takes a long time. Fragile pieces can break if not handled carefully. And sometimes parts are missing, making the final parts incomplete. And lastly, technology is expensive.
Our solution is the entire because we work as a team so that no one can make mistakes alone. We use both old tools and new technology like 3D scanning, which help us to remove our structure more correctly. We also protect our sculptures from breaking or cutting everything so that nothing is
Our inspiration, the idea of using robots, the idea of using robotics in the restoration process really inspired us. It showed us that robotics are not only about machines or coding, but also can be used to protect culture, history for the future generations. This made us to be proud of the topic which is
From the topic we chose, which is restoration process. For example, look at Inkcubeko George. From the topic, restoration. Look at the color, how well it is constructed and how well the artifacts or stones were kept, which shows that they kept them safely and managed to get people to know about their history and their past. Thank you.
Listen. Well done, young creators. For a moment there, I thought my son was in the room, was studying, who's singing Baby Shark. But you gotta do the moves, you can catch them on Cocomelo, so that, see, I won't be there on the day you're presenting, so you gotta learn the moves yourselves. I won't repeat the energy projection, and I just want to say to you guys, you need to trust your work so that you can have confidence in it. And all the groups, I think they were not well prepared. I could tell that you guys were, past this morning thing, or yesterday afternoon class, like the teacher was like, hey, you're not presenting? Like, okay, let's do it. So you need to be very prepared. At least try to practice presenting three times or 2 times at school, so that on the day you're presenting, you are well prepared. Because if you're well prepared, I know some of you from the primary school, you were very good in debate, and I know you can do it. So go back and prepare, and don't do the wrong stuff like putting your hands in the pocket when you're talking, tongues out. Those are bad guys. So you really need just to go back to the drawing board and prepare properly, not on the last day, okay? Because we could tell this was done like yesterday. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, young creators. Yes, I'm inclined to agree. In the way you did your presentation, it does come across that you didn't prepare. And what I actually missed entirely from your presentation was your solution. I'm not sure if you were speaking too softly, or if what you thought we were asking of you today was a summary of your journey with the robotics and just what you've chosen and done so far. What we needed was your pure research. If you did learn something from the demo tapes, then it makes sense, you know, that it's there. You don't need to mention something if it doesn't tie into the point you are trying to make, because at the competition you are timed and you're not going to get to the point fast enough if it's a lot of narrative before actually the solution. So I didn't get that, and I couldn't read your poster. You used orange and yellow highlighter against a white paper, so it just looked yellow to me. It didn't look like words or anything, so we couldn't read your poster. The other thing that I want to recommend is, instead of having a phone or a big A4 piece of paper, you saw one of the other groups had cards. Maybe cut that paper into something that just fits into your hand, it's less awkward. And anything can happen if your phone has to die and your presentation is on there or your speech is on there. It's over for you if you don't know it out of your head. So please use cue cards instead. And I think really you need to try and put your solution at the front of this presentation, because that's what the judging session is about. Core values and enjoying the process. It's assessed in a less formal way than the actual project. So that's more our observations and opinions. If there's a hidden judge walking around, they're going to come and observe your behavior. So you shouldn't put that much effort trying to sell core values or team spirit in your presentation. It needs to show. So you need to speak up. The team needs to be very cohesive and use cue cards, not huge papers and phones that are awkward or that are risky if your speech is only on there. Yeah, I totally missed your solution. Does someone want to repeat that, or was it not part of your presentation today?
Because we work together as a team so that no one can make mistakes alone. And we use both old tools and new technology, such as 3D scanning, which help us to build our sculpture more correctly and protect our sculpture pieces from cutting and breaking.
Okay, so that sounds more like a plan of action to me when you speak about teamwork. It's not a tangible solution that I say, buy this from me. That's advice, you know. that you would give people. When we speak about how would you solve the problem, it's not tell these people what to do. It's you saying, okay, the problem is reconstruction. How do we use technology? You needed to invent something. So you're saying a 3D scanner, and then putting, is this a 3D scanner we can go buy from some technology shop, or is it something you guys have created? Because you're saying your solution is better, but it's more a recommendation of how to use the things and people in a way that makes the process easy. It's not something that you've said, you've made. Use this thing I've made to solve this problem. So I think that maybe if your solution is the advice that you are giving, it misses the mark, because this is an innovation project. So there's an expectation that you build something, whether it's a soft tool like an app, or if it's an actual machine, like a robot or whatever that goes in and does something. So it can't just be a state of mind. That's not innovative enough. I think you get docked a lot of points for not having something to show for the research that you've done. I hope that's clear. So next week, please use this coming week to go back to the drawing board and really think about, we know that putting the artifact back together is a challenge. Can I build a tool that eliminates one of that? Because maybe you can be more specific and say, what exactly is challenging about putting that artifact together? Is it because people get bored? Did it break into too many pieces? Are all the pieces there? What part of putting things together is difficult, and choose one of those many problems and say, this is one of the challenges that they have putting things together, they are missing pieces. Our tool does something to maybe reconstruct or guess what this missing piece is and how it would fit. Because I think I sat in your conversation with Langa when you were asking about broken artifacts and restoration, and then they mentioned, one of you asked a question, what if we only have one piece of that artifact? So I thought maybe that was going to be something that you would find a solution for, because obviously one piece of this, a small piece, no one would ever know it was a flavored water bottle that had a lemon flavored drink in it. No one's going to know that you need more pieces to make sense of what that was. So I think you really need to think about, you've chosen broken artifacts, how do we restore? What are all the problems faced with restoration? Pick one. Don't leave it that broad, else you're going to find yourself referring to teamwork and 3D scanners and putting things together. It's not gonna be something that you can provide a proper solution for. So pick one problem and find a good solution for it. Try to build something. Is that okay? Cool. That's all from me then. Thank you.
Okay. Young Rick, I was not sure for your entrance, but I did hear the music from outside and it sounded like it was a lot of fun. I think what I got from you guys was that you don't necessarily, you don't understand. You see, you don't necessarily have an understanding of that you need to find a problem. You see, as what Milan has mentioned, you need to understand the problem, or you need to understand the whole process of this thing. There is a problem. We have a problem. What is the problem? You see? So you mentioned that the archaeologists, they have challenges when they during the restoration process, because you did mention that you'll find that there are pieces missing, or we can't access it because of water. You mentioned something like that, or the pieces that you would have will be broken. You see? Okay. Now, what is the problem that we are addressing, that you guys are addressing? So a lot of you have information, but you need to structure it in such a way that we understand, and you guys understand that we have a problem and we come up with a solution. You see? So I'm not going to say much because I didn't get a lot. You see, so you, as Milan has said, you need to go back to the drawing board and understand what is asked from you guys, what is expected from you guys. Okay? But thank you guys.
Thank you. Sia, or whoever said I won't have a problem with the name. Well, if you're going to talk about restoration, why couldn't you be the young restorers is my question. Really, I said to all my book lovers there, you can speak. You can connect with the audience. The second speaker, the second lady there, you're the one that you got to, your voice is too soft, far too soft. But things that I've noticed is that you use a lot of language tools wrongly. You used personification with the tools, but it wasn't used correctly. You used repetition. You had two speakers saying the same thing. Wow. When you have repetition, it has a purpose. It wants to either focus the attention of the listener or whatever, but if repetition is used to say the same thing just differently, then it is boring the audience. Because both of you came with this missing broken piece story. Find something else for that one speaker to say so that we can listen to you. Then the repetition was really a problem, but the biggest problem I had with you is obviously, you know that piece of paper, you can chuck it away. Why are you all having the Kengo caves as an image there? I mean, can you imagine what those people are going to be like at the competition when the fourth person comes up with Kengo caves and the same lady's face and the same whatever? You should just think to make yourself a little bit different, to give yourself that angle and that, you know, that just that little bit it's up for you. Your ending to me was the biggest problem. It was contradictory. Because you kept on saying that you want to restore, you want to find this, the problem is restoration, and you're going to find a solution to that. And then you end up by showing us how wonderfully Kengo caves is preserved. You didn't have, it wasn't a problem. So I don't understand that part. And then, like I say, your visuals, please look at your visuals again. And please don't use repetition if it's not for a specific purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, young teams. Thank you so much. Okay.